Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
The happiest day of my daughter's life was supposed to bring our family closer. Instead, it became the beginning of the biggest betrayal I had ever witnessed. I stayed silent about the fortune my late wife had left behind, because I wanted to know who truly loved me and who only cared about money. Just 1 week after the wedding, my son-in-law arrived with his entire family and a notary carrying documents they expected me to sign. They smiled with confidence because they believed I had no choice. They had no idea my late wife had prepared for this moment years before. By the time the final page was read, every smile in the room had disappeared forever. After losing my wife, I spent months rebuilding my life alone. She had always been wise and careful with money. Before she passed away, she quietly invested in businesses and properties that nobody except our attorney knew about. Even our daughter believed we were living only on my retirement savings, because that was exactly how my wife wanted it. She often said that true character only appears when money enters the conversation. When our daughter married her new husband, I welcomed him with an open heart. He was polite and respectful in front of everyone. His parents constantly praised family values and spoke about loyalty. I wanted to believe every word. During the wedding reception, I listened carefully as they discussed expensive homes, luxury cars, and future inheritances. Every conversation somehow returned to money. I never mentioned the fortune because I wanted to see what would happen if they believed I had nothing. Only 1 week after the wedding, they unexpectedly arrived at my house. My daughter looked nervous while her husband and his parents looked unusually confident. Standing beside them was a notary carrying several legal documents. They claimed the paperwork would make future family finances easier and protect everyone from unnecessary complications. They politely encouraged me to transfer ownership of my home and remaining assets into a shared family arrangement. They insisted it was simply responsible planning. As I quietly read each page, I realized the documents would have placed almost everything under their control. My daughter avoided looking into my eyes, while her husband repeatedly assured me that nothing would really change. His parents smiled as though the outcome had already been decided. They believed I was an old man who would sign anything placed in front of him. Instead of arguing, I thanked them for their concern. Then I reached into my desk and removed the sealed envelope that had remained untouched since my wife passed away. Inside was a letter written in her own handwriting together with official legal instructions prepared years earlier. She had predicted that one day someone might try to manipulate our family through money. The letter instructed our attorney to reveal the complete inheritance only if anyone attempted to pressure me into signing away my property. I made one phone call. Less than an hour later, our family attorney arrived carrying the original will and financial records. The room became completely silent. My son-in-law still looked confident, until the attorney announced the true value of my late wife's estate. It included investment accounts, commercial properties, company shares, and trust funds worth several $1 million. None of it could be touched without following the exact conditions written by my wife. Then came the final condition: anyone who attempted to pressure, manipulate, or deceive me into giving away my assets would immediately lose every possible future benefit from the estate. Instead, their share would automatically be donated to charities chosen by my wife. My daughter's face turned pale. Her husband stopped smiling. His parents suddenly demanded that everything be reviewed again, but the documents had been prepared years before and were completely valid. My daughter finally admitted she had allowed herself to be influenced by her husband's family. She believed combining everything into one family estate would create security. Instead, she realized she had nearly destroyed the trust her mother spent in a lifetime building. She apologized through tears while her husband remained speechless, knowing his plan had completely failed. I forgave my daughter because people sometimes make terrible mistakes under pressure. But forgiveness did not erase consequences. She chose to separate her future from those who valued wealth more than family. My son-in-law and his parents walked away with nothing except the lesson that greed often destroys the very prize people chase. Months later, my daughter rebuilt our relationship one honest conversation at a time. Together, we used part of my late wife's fortune to create scholarships for struggling students. Exactly, she had always dreamed. Her legacy was never about becoming rich. It was about discovering who deserved trust when money entered the room. Strong ending. As I locked the front door that evening, I realized my late wife had protected far more than our fortune. She had protected our family from people who believed love could be bought with signatures and legal papers. The inheritance remained exactly where she intended, in the hands of those who valued honesty above wealth. Sometimes silence is the strongest test of character. Greed always believes it has already won until truth quietly enters the room. Please like this video and subscribe.